With Xbox and Bethesda's big E3 presentation just around the corner, I think it's finally time for me to go through my personal predictions of what possible Doom information we could see at this year's E3. Although I don't think it's been officially confirmed that we'd see any Doom related news at E3, I do think it's extremely likely because of now Xbox owning these titles. They're going to want to try and show as many of these new games they have as possible, and Doom is such a big game with a massive fan base. I feel like that's an easy target for them to show off some of the new content on the way. Also, Doom Eternal is still a relatively new game, and we also know there is more updates along the way for this. So, what a better time for them to announce these new changes and updates than at E3. So, I want to start off with one of the most craziest predictions that I've heard, which I'm 100% or I'm more 90%, it still could happen, I guess, sure that we won't see. And that is, some people in their prediction videos are saying there could be a new Doom game announced, which I think is absolutely crazy. And when they say new Doom game, they mean Doom 3 in the rebooted series, so the sequel after Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is still relatively new. Like I said a minute ago, it's just come out last year, and it's still getting regular updates here and there. So I don't think they're gonna suddenly release this brand new or announce this brand new Doom Eternal game just out of the blue like this Doom Eternal sequel. Bearing in mind where they've just finished the story in the DLC as well, that is extremely unlikely. So I don't know where people get this idea from. I mean, it would be surprising, but it's still very, very too soon, in my opinion. It'd be very early for them to do that. And I don't think we're going to see a new Doom game for a while yet. Earliest 2024, 2025, that'd be my prediction. So that's not one of my predictions there, though. It's just one of these crazy things I've seen in other people's videos when I've been watching E3 predictions. I don't understand where people got that one from, but I thought I'd mention it anyway and just give my take on it. Now to start off with the things I definitely think we're likely to see if they do show Doom Eternal information. Obviously the big one would be the new master level, which is Taras Nabad, I believe is the one that we're getting next. But it would be cool to see some other ones showcased as well. So I think there could be a montage of 2 or 3 different master levels that we're going to be getting across the rest of the year. And at the end of that, they announced that Taras Nabad, the latest master level coming, or the newest one coming, will be coming out next week or in a couple of weeks' time. We'll finally get a release date for that new master level. Because now it's been a while since we've had one. I think it was October, the end of October, beginning of November time when Super Gorness come out. So it's been a long time now, over 6 months. Nearly over, probably around about 8 months when we work out the time. So we're well overdue another one. And what a better time to do it than E3 announce their plan for these master levels and when they're coming out. Obviously, they can't give a 100% true prediction because of all the stuff that's happened across last year, this year, and all the stuff that's going on now. But it'd be cool to see a bit of a release date, or a release window at least, on when these master levels are coming out. One thing I definitely want to see is more information about Invasion Mode. How well is that going along? Are we going to get a release date for it? Is it still in development? I feel like last time we heard information was around about a year ago at this point, when they did say that it was still being worked on, but it wouldn't be done to 2021, I believe. So it's 2021 now, so let's see how well that's coming along. Because Invasion Mode, I think, will bring a lot of people back into Doom Eternal. It'd be a really cool mode to check out. It's one that I still got my eye on. I think that would be a really fun way to check out the campaign and play through that again. Now with obviously the added Invasion Mode where you can, I guess, play with offline and online maybe. It might just be online only, but it'd be cool if you can do some sort of split screen mode with it or something. But I'd just love to see more information on that, because that's just kind of gone in the dark in a minute. I understand why they said they wanted to work on certain things. Obviously because of the pandemic last year, a lot of things got put on hold, which of course is completely understandable, but fingers crossed there's been enough time now for them to be more comfortable with releasing it, or at least give us a release window of when they're going to announce it. Maybe see a gameplay of it a little bit at E3, or maybe they announce their show gameplay of it at QuakeCon like they did with the original Doom Eternal when they revealed it. They just done a trailer and then said gameplay at QuakeCon, which is likely. They could just say that Invasion Mode is now like 90% done. We'll have gameplay to show you at QuakeCon 2021, which I'm sure is back this year. That's the most likely thing, so fingers crossed they announce that. If they just mention Invasion Mode is still going along fine, that'd be good for me, because I just want to make sure it's still there and it's still going to be added in to Doom Eternal. It's not been scrapped due to problems. So another thing that is very likely going to be seen at E3, of course, is battle mode updates. I think that comes hand in hand with Doom Eternal. They often do many battle mode updates all the time for this game. So I think, but this time it could be a bit bigger one, because I think there's only been one true major battle mode update. That's when they added in the new arena, which was probably a year ago at this point, maybe, or around about a year ago. So I think we're due another massive battle mode update. And things we're likely to see, of course, is more arenas again, and something they've been slightly teasing for a while, and that's a new playable demon, which I don't know which one they'd go for. Maybe the Blaze Knight or Dread Knight, or maybe one of the DLC enemies like a Bloodmaker. That might make sense, but I'm not sure which one they'd go for. But it'd be cool to see a new playable demon in there and see how they play out. Because at the minute, I think I just play as a Marauder and that's it. I do like the other ones. I think the Archer is pretty cool. I mean, I don't play battle mode that often, so people would play it a lot more than me and probably know a lot more about the different playstyles of these enemies. But for me, I think the best playable demon is just the Marauder. I really enjoy playing as him, but I don't really play as the others that much. So maybe it had a bit more variety if like a new playable demon got added in, and it wouldn't just be everyone playing as Marauders, which seems to be the case. And when I play it, everyone is always a Marauder or an Archvile these days. So maybe a new playable demon will break that up a little bit, and we get to see someone playing as a completely different enemy for a change. But I don't know. But fingers crossed we'll see a battle mode update. I don't know how many people play it. I know it's not everyone's favourite thing about Doom Eternal. I don't think it's the strongest part of Doom Eternal myself either. But I mean, we got this far, so fingers crossed that they continue trying to work on it a little bit. Don't just completely give up like they did with Doom 2016 multiplayer. Speaking of that, I feel like this is more of a wild suggestion, or a hope, I guess you would say, and that is that we could see more traditional multiplayer added to Doom Eternal. I'm pretty sure they said they didn't have no intention of doing that, so it's just probably me just hoping, but still, I'd love to see something a bit more traditional added there, because I know a lot of people, or at least a few people, have been asking for it as well, so maybe we get to see it in the future, or maybe they just want to try and get that part away from the previous Doom games as much as possible. I think I did read somewhere that someone said that they wanted Doom 2016 to stay as Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal to stay as Doom Eternal, if that makes sense. So Doom 2016 still have its advantages over Doom Eternal and has certain reasons to go and play that, like Snap Map, instead of Doom Eternal. They wanted them to stay as separate games, so I don't know if that'll be there, but still, it's a cool thought to see that there might be a new game mode added into Doom Eternal that's multiplayer exclusive. Something else I predict, which I think is likely going to happen, is that we're going to get exclusive Xbox content for Doom Eternal. I feel like maybe not now, but this will be announced at some point. There's going to be like exclusive skins and series events maybe where you unlock different things that only are available on Xbox for Doom Eternal. Obviously now they own it, I feel like they're going to try and get as much exclusive content as they possibly can in there to make people want to get it for this console, to make people sort of appreciate it for this console as well. Just by having like a Master Chief skin or all these different Xbox exclusive skins is a good way for Xbox just to say, hey look, I own these now. We get to combine these worlds together, we get to make weird collabs which we couldn't really before. I don't want it to go too crazy. I don't want it to make it some sort of like knockoff, like, oh look, here's a Gears of War character in Doom Eternal just for like no reason. Fingers crossed I don't do that. But I do honestly think we're going to get Xbox exclusive content shown off for Doom Eternal, or at least some of the Bethesda games as well. Maybe Doom Eternal will miss the cut, but definitely we will see exclusive content for one of these games. So that is pretty much my predictions for upcoming Doom Eternal information that we could see at E3. I don't think we're going to see anything wild announced. I don't think there's going to be like a brand new DLC or something absolutely crazy that no one's expecting to suddenly be announced. But maybe I'll be surprised, who knows. But I would like to see information about Invasion mode, maybe I said Battle mode update if it's going to be cool, and a few other like master levels added into the game. I think that'd be pretty cool anyway. The one crazy thing that's not Doom Eternal related that I think we could see at E3, this is just like a random sci-fi, and it probably won't happen, but I do think it will happen in the future, but I think we might be a bit too early, and this is not quite Doom Eternal, actually it's not Doom related news at all, but Quake remake or Quake reboot is coming. I don't know, I feel like this is well too early, but at some point I definitely think Quake is the next game to come back. We had Wolfenstein, we had Doom, next one in the series, the next big one by id is Quake. So I really think that Quake is coming back at some point, that's my prediction. Maybe, I think we could get a slight teaser at E3 2021. I don't think there's been any hints or teasers for this yet. Normally they have like a slight hint or a teaser that this game's coming back. They did with Doom Eternal anyway. I've not followed the Quake scene as much, but I do think at some point, maybe next year, maybe this year if we're really lucky, or in a couple of years' time, Quake is the next big game to come back in the series. And I'm looking forward to that because I've never actually had the chance to play Quake, unlike the other games. So I'm looking forward to seeing that game rebooted so I finally can give it a go. And it, of course, it finally pushed me to play the old games because I know they're such a classic series of games as well. I played Quake 3, but that's as far as I went. So yeah, that's my outright crazy, not even Doom related prediction that we could see a slight teaser for the new upcoming Quake game that's not been announced, but I know it's coming. I can confirm that's coming, even though there's no news. Maybe not now, maybe not next year, maybe not in 2 years, but maybe not in 5 years. At some point it's coming though, I know it. So yeah, that's just my predictions. Nothing wild this year because I don't think Doom Eternal is going to really take the stage. They really want to focus on the other stuff that's going on, but fingers crossed we do get to see a bit of these updates to Doom, or at least maybe an announcement of when these updates are coming for Doom Eternal. I'm looking forward to Invasion mode. I want to try and get back into battle mode because I do kind of like it. I mean, I like the idea, but yeah, so it'd be cool if we get to see more updates for that as well. And of course, we've got these master levels on the way, so I can't wait to see more information about them as well. So what do you guys think we're going to see? Anything at all? Do you think there's actually going to be any Doom Eternal information? Or are they going to focus on new games come in and they don't really want to focus on the old games at the minute? There's probably a better time and a better place for that, which is likely as well. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.